Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning, gentlemen.
Coach, any different feeling going into the playoffs for round one compared to last year? Do you have a different feel about your football team or anything to compare and contrast from last year?
Excellent question. Coming out right out of the gate.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Downhill from here.
Downhill. No, I think clearly, like anything, I know for my mindset is really just tied into, building off of the things that have happened here, particularly in the last 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, we have more moving parts, as far as getting different guys ready, trying out some, players for the first time in the last couple of weeks. So, but I do feel good about having the extra day and getting our personnel groups lined up and ready to go for Monday night. So, that's definitely a little different than last year. But yeah, I think just like everything, your team evolves and grows, and we're 25% of our players are new from last year, so there's definitely some carryover for experience. I think experience in the playoffs is a good thing. I don't think it's absolutely necessary that you have to have it. So I mean, it's something you just really focus on with your younger players, your first time players, and but just playing to the leadership of the locker room, and frankly just dialed into the plan, because today's really a Thursday for us on our schedule, so we're just we're hitting into the third down pressures, red zone, 3 yards, goal line, 4 minute backed up, just really so we're kind of right in the middle of our prep. So, but that's a long damn answer, but yeah, I think they feel the same in the fact that you're in the tournament and you have great excitement and energy to go win a game, especially on the road.
Yeah, I know you all said that you wanted to get tougher after last season. Do you feel after the season that you guys accomplished that?
Tougher? I would say, I think the biggest thing when you look at, when you take a full season and you evaluate it to sit there and say, okay, we need to do these 2 things. I think it's more variations of that, and I just know, coming out of last year, we wanted to improve our run defense. We wanted to commit more. I know I wanted to commit more to the run game and to our running backs, and so I think we clearly have done that. We've made some personnel adjustments to our defense for run defense and so forth. So I think we're definitely better this year than we were last year in those areas.
Coach, how do you measure nerves? Like in other sports, beginning of an NBA playoff game, sometimes teams will be cold. Last year, we had heard some players talk about nerves. Is that something you can sense or see or feel throughout the week, or it just kind of happens when that playoff game starts or right before?
There's no issue with us in that particular area. I mean, we have a lot of energy and excitement, and I think, maybe learning from last year, we didn't start as quickly as we'd like. And, I think, a lot of times in our game, especially with the heightened awareness of the playoffs, it can get over-evaluated. So I'm not worried about our guys at all as far as how we come out of the gate.
Mike McCarthy here on The Fan. How much can you take from game one, or is that just so far and long ago that you guys are completely different? Or can you take, I'm not asking you what you took from it, but how much can you take from the opener?
Well, you definitely watch it for the personnel matchups to see how guys played against one another. And, because it definitely, is an experience in the area of fundamentals, techniques, they're different alignments, what they had success doing against you, and which things you had success doing against them. But, just look at the video. I mean, I know when I turned it on last week and it started, prepping for Tampa, our offensive line has, 3 different players playing, we got 3 positions. So yeah, there's definitely changes there. And that's the beauty of the playoffs. You have the whole season to grow, and it's part of your journey. And they're different too. I mean, they came out of camp and, they came into our game and played us totally different, particularly their offense, on how we expected them to play. So, they were the top team in the league, 2021, throwing the football, and they came in and just totally committed to the run. So, I mean, those those are things you look at. But most importantly, you just watch the course of their season and things that they really do well, and how we feel like they're going to match up against us, and that's going to be a huge part of the game.
Coach, what did they do defensively against you guys, or what have you seen from their defense throughout the season for the way that they set up right now?
I mean, it's an aggressive scheme. Todd's always. I mean, this is the way he's always played, and they primarily function in two defensive personnel groups, space and nickel, but they have all the different variations of pressure. So he has overload pressure, inside pressure. Gives you the design fronts in the third down. Third downs, this is the highest pressure defensive unit that we've seen all year. So so that identity is still there, and how they're playing, but most importantly, how they're going to match up against us on the outside, and how they're going to play CD and Dalton. So that's what you're really focused on. But schematically, they haven't changed from their philosophy. So that's really been consistent with Todd. Really, the last 2 years, we looked at all of our prep from last year too, and they changed during the course of the year, but their volume has been very, very consistent, and rightfully so. They have a veteran defense. I mean, their linebackers. Both linebackers. I don't think they've missed a snap in the last 2 years. So it's a group that's played a lot of football together.
Mike McCarthy here on Shan and RJ 105.3 The Fan. He's still Tom Brady, even though he screwed me in fantasy this year. So I know that their offense is not the same as it was last year. What have you seen to explain some of their offensive struggles, Coach? I know they were banged up front, like you guys had some questions to start the year, but they still got Evans. They still have Godwin, but it seems like the offense hasn't been as explosive or threatening. What have you seen?
Well, Sean, I think you really already answered. I mean, I think some of their challenges were when they were banged up front, and I think that was really the biggest part of it. Because I mean, their perimeter production's still there. I think they clearly have played at a high level. I mean, they have 132 completions to their running back. So I mean, so that's a component that's increased. So ball distribution to the perimeter is still intact, but they've had some injuries to the offensive line. But we're anticipating them getting Jensen back for this game, and so I think this will be. I think this probably might be as healthy as they've been all year.
Talking ball with Coach. Look at that.
Mike McCarthy joined us here at 105.3 The Fan. Kellen talked about being more efficient on first and second down running the ball. Now, these are Bobby's stats. They're probably wrong, so take it for what it's worth. But, last month or so, averaging a little bit less than 3 yards a carry on first down runs. At what point does that number change the way you call first downs?
Well, it's really, it's more about normal down and distance, and that's first down and second 1 to 7, second 8 plus, things. Now you're into a different realm of how the defense views you, and it could be 6 plus, 7 plus, 8 plus. It really depends on which defense you're playing. So the commitment to the run game is something that you have to have. I mean, it's really the byproduct of making your quarterback successful. So I mean, and the reality of it is we got two dynamic running backs that need their opportunities. So it's more about first down and second 1 to 7. And but no, I agree with you. I mean, you definitely 4-yard gain is a win in the run efficiency. But the reality is, if you have 2 runs for 3 yards, you're now 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 is a winnable conversion rate offensively that you should win. If you go back to last week for as poor as a performance we had, but I think we in the first 5 series we had the second from series 2 through 6 we had 5 in a row, 3 and outs, but it was 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6 twice, and 3rd and 5 twice. So those are not horrendous situations to be in. And they're definitely winnable, from an offensive perspective. So you definitely want to get your run game going, and you definitely want to be averaging more than 3 yards a carry. I get your point, but you need to run the football. There's a lot more to running the football than just getting the backs to run. It's your offensive line and ability to get after the defensive front. And this is a talented defensive front, and it's a multiple defensive front that really commits to the box. So they're going to really challenge us as far as running the football and trying to make us one-dimensional.
So success on first downs, like what, 4 or 5 yards then?
Well, first down and second 1 to 7. I mean, you ideally want to be 4 yards or more, but 3 yards is not the end of the day. I guess is the point I'm making.
Mike McCarthy.
2.5 is not where you want to be.
Mike McCarthy on the Diamond Factory.
You win, RJ.
I do.
Tommy, you're just rewriting. You're rewriting football,
Man, every day.
Yeah, you got it, RJ. All right, I need to get.
Do you have a notepad? Just take notes. Just take notes.
Yeah. Coach, initial impressions, of Xavier Rhodes, and I mean, how reasonable is it? The expectation of just throwing him out here with a playoff game with so much at stake.
I'll tell you, he's done a great job coming in here and fitting right in. He's got a couple former teammates here, but no, I just think that a number of these guys at the end of the year that we've been able to acquire has been a blessing. So you don't have the time that you'd like to, but he's working hard, and frankly, I think it's part of the conversation we had last week. We're still working through some defensive personnel, exactly how we want to play. So. But yeah, there's definitely a potential opportunity for Xavier.
Coach, the overtime rules change this postseason. Yeah. Do you have to remind the players that it's not sudden death on the first possession?
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll actually cover that in our game management segment Saturday or it'll be Sunday. But yeah, no. I mean, yeah, I think we'll be fine as far as the mindset and actually, we had a long conversation last night about it. So, but yeah, I'm aware of it. I've been on the other side of that rule, so I think it's a great rule change.
So, we were kind of throwing this around. If a team scores a touchdown the first possession, they kick the extra point, and then the other team goes down. Do you think teams will be more likely to go for 2 in the win there?
I mean, from my personal experience, I think there's more information to go for in whether you go for 2 or not. So. And I don't think it's just an automatic analytical question, because if you go by analytics, they would probably tell you to go for 2.
But you liked the other team getting a chance versus no possession.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've had 4 playoff overtime losses, and one of them was we didn't in 2014 we were on the other side of that where. The other team got the ball, went down and scored, and the game was over.
Mike McCarthy joins us here, 105 through the Fan. All right, little scenario. Let's play this game. You're up 6 with 2 minutes left, and the other team has the ball. Or you're down 6 with 2 minutes left, and you have the ball. Which situation would you rather be in?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You sure you want to hire him, Coach, join your staff?
Yeah, well, I think he's placed in his proper job responsibility right now. We'll just stay pat for the rest of the year. But this is an off-season discussion. We definitely want to be winning by 6 with 2 minutes, which would put us in 4-minute offense to end the game.
There you go. There you go, Choppy. This is Mike McCarthy. All right, we were a little bit worried. Thought you may be a little irritated with us, so this went fantastic. This was great as always, Coach. Thank you. Have a good trip, and good luck Monday night.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Coach. Love you, Coach.